That's all.
Aren't you gonna talk about everybody?
Oh, I didn't know where you were standing. You made me nervous somewhere. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. We will stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I
I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico and the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
If everyone's had a chance to look over the agenda, I will entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Motion by Mrs. Esquivel, seconded by Mr. Plowman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. We'll move on to item number 3, approval of minutes for the regular meeting of May 19th, 2025.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes of May 19th, 2025.
I'll second.
Motion by Mrs. Esquivel, seconded by Mr. Plowman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We will move on to item number 4, reports.
Any questions for Ryan on the operations report?
The whole report I need answered.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Nobody else.
Are we officially going out for RFP for the RBT or not yet? We're just getting quotes on the
For the,
toilets and,
we're still waiting on some funding.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we're getting balances for SB9.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we're waiting on that. We did ask some vendors for quotes though, so we
Okay.
are expecting some, but we haven't. I think we got one from the Deming contractor.
Oh, okay.
Are we?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Susie.
I had asked Dr. Lucas about those big gates at the football field, because about getting maybe 2 double gates instead of the one big gate, because they tend to get heavy with the wind and fall over, and you can't open them when it's windy. So is that something we can look into maybe?
Yes, we can look and get quotes, we're just waiting for funding and, but yeah, we'll definitely look into it.
Okay, because I know with
Yeah.
those slats that they put through the fence.
Yeah, it just makes it worse, yeah,
Fold them out too.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Alright.
Do you have an update on the gyms, the DTMS or the, how they're, what they're as of today?
Status of high school gym, it's sanded and they got the 3-point areas stained a different color and they were working on some more sanding spots. But they're gonna start putting one of the finishes on the main floor today, so. hopefully within the next week. It
And
should
the
be done.
DTMS as well? Is it still-
DTMS should be done. We're not gonna refinish that floor.
Oh.
We're just gonna strip it and wax it ourselves.
Oh, okay, I thought they said it was still closed, the kids aren't able to practice because it's still closed.
And I know,
DTMS is? Really?
I know the high school volleyball's gonna be starting in town. This coming week,
Is it this week or next week? Did they push it back a week?
the 24th, 23rd, or something like that.
So
So next week.
Next week.
The
I'll check on
23rd.
it to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, if you can ask if it's gonna be open or not.
No, it's like
All the
sometime
summer
in
programs are on
August.
hold until we get one gym.
Brian did mention that, the contractor over there told him that this would be the last go round on our existing gym floor over there. So the next time we have to sand, we'll have to do the whole,
There's
new
nothing left to sand.
Oh,
So that's just something to be aware of, but that, you said probably about 10 years.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
as long as nothing damages.
Right.
So after
They're
this,
even-
it'll be 10 years that we need to think about
Redoing the whole
redoing the
floor.
whole floor.
Right.
So as of right now, even, they're saying not even to put the scissor lift on that floor without additional plywood, because it could cause that floor to shoot. It's just getting too thin.
And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be expensive,
So
also the wood, the
Yeah,
prices
it's
of
very
it.
expensive.
right in the corner.
Is this the junior high
No, this is
part
the,
that we're talking about?
this is the high school.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about the junior high. Sorry.
No,
That's
you're,
brand new.
so after, they said that after this, we should have 10 years to think about
Yeah,
putting new floors in at the high school gym.
yeah, so
Oh,
it,
okay.
it's not a necessity, we just have to be careful with it.
Yeah. And then like for the tournament, you know, for the Jesse tournament, you know, hopefully we could just remind people.
Yeah.
Basketball shoes.
Yeah, they- it's usually pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
usually
right,
are pretty
yeah.
good, but just a reminder
Right.
because. And then of course our kids,
Right,
it's hard because PE kids uses our gym floor.
right, we just have to make sure that they,
And it's hard because they probably use the same shoe for during school time to
Yeah.
PE.
yeah.
So that's gonna be hard, just to save a little bit of warranty.
Wear and tear, yes, ma'am.
But yeah, I was wondering about the gyms, because volleyball and the two basketballs are both on hold until that
Right.
junior high comes open. They've been out for like a week already, so.
We can check on it tomorrow.
Perfect.
But I do love the new scoreboard.
Yeah.
They're really nice. And goals? And the goals, yeah. But I messed with the scoreboard a little bit and it's really nice.
Yeah.
We don't have to run physical wires anymore to the scores table.
I was, well, we still had to plug it in.
Yeah.
To the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scores table's gonna sit, it's a brand new scores table.
Oh,
okay.
It's got like display.
It looks like the
screens on
college ones,
sides.
like the college ones.
Oh, so it's gonna be on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we were just gonna use the same.
We just haven't unboxed it yet, because we're waiting.
For the floors to finish. Oh, that'll be nice. It's gonna look nice.
Yeah, it'll look cool with the college ones where they have the little black, it's like black metal. I helped them unload it when they came,
Oh,
because some of the guys were gone. That would be cool.
Alright. Any other questions? No. Dr. Lucas?
Okay. And then just on this report, I just mentioned that DTMS is partnering with the Cook Center for Human Connection, and there are 40 schools throughout Arizona and New Mexico. They're a part of it. And they're gonna help us with social well-being of students. And at the same time, it's a study for them.
Okay.
So we have to provide a lot of information, it's still
So,
masked. I mean, like, we're not necessarily giving them student names and stuff like that, but it is a study for them to see if what they do is helping.
so they're just helping us feed our kids, like those that need to be fed?
Not fed, no, this is, the Cook Center is it's a big organization that does, school psychology, it's like a educational research center.
Oh, okay, okay.
So they're,
I just saw.
yeah,
Cook,
Yeah.
so I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they coming here or are the teachers going?
no, they'll come here. Yeah. And we're the first cohort, so hopefully, it keeps going, there'll be more cohorts.
Yeah. That will be good, definitely at middle school.
Yeah, because that's tends to be an age where
It's hard.
there's lots of, yes.
Yeah. What was that, Suzie?
So it's like a program that feeds their mental health.
Right,
Mhm.
exactly. And then, district-wide, we'll be going through, it's a organization called CT3, and they'll be providing 2 trainings to us. One's no nonsense nurture, teaching staff, best ways to nurture students and to build relationships with students. And then, that'll be at the beginning of the year. And then ongoing throughout the year, they'll have a real-time teacher coaching, which they'll train a couple of our teachers to be teacher coaches that actually go into the classroom and try to make corrections and coach the teacher on the fly.
Oh, yeah, that'll be, I'm just anxious to see how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, it should turn out.
And I just wanna make a comment. I love the superintendent report.
Okay.
I will be continuing to do that through the whole school year this year.
Okay.
It is nice.
It is nice to see.
Cause we're always bothering you and saying like, what are you doing?
Well, it might just be a rehash of,
Yeah.
No, I love it. And it makes us, and then not only us as board members, but our
The
community.
community.
yeah.
I just have a quick question. Who is on the hiring committee or the interview committee?
Each campus had their own. I'm not sure who was on each one.
Okay. I thought maybe we had like a board or something,
Yeah, no, well, they had a
like an
committee.
overall board.
Right, they had, yeah, no, it was not, each campus did their own.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Have we heard anything back from HMS on the like student internships and?
Well, so the internship's gonna be a go for sure. But teaching the course, I've got to set up a meeting with them next week because they said they had more information and should be able to work something out with us to where we can actually offer it as a course.
Okay,
So,
yeah, because I think that'd be great for them to have that hands-on
but for sure
experience.
we'll have
The internship.
the internship.
And that's what they said, right? It was just like signing the contract and making sure everything was
Right.
over, right? Pretty
Right.
much for the last meeting.
Yeah.
I love it. Hopefully we'll continue to work with HMS and.
Yeah.
And our students as well, just to give them an idea of jobs and.
Yeah. And healthcare's, that's a big career field.
Yeah.
Especially in rural
Yes.
communities.
Going back on Ryan's report, if I may, Madam President.
Yeah.
Yes.
I texted him saying that there was a PNM internship with PNM. It's a 15-week or how many weeks? I don't know how many weeks it was. And PNM certifies our students on electricians. And I asked him if he can look into it with PNM. Silver City and Colbury does it as well. And I thought it would give our kids,
A different.
a different aspect of like job wise and stuff like that. And talking to the Silver City school boards, they said that it was very good for them because a lot of their kids started applying for being electricians or going to electric
Right.
companies and stuff like that. So they could be certified into that.
Okay.
And also talking to Silver City, they said, oh, maybe we could, as a district-wide thing, we can start setting up, getting together and figuring out if we can do like what's it called? Like plumbing, electrician, like more certifications for our kids and seeing if that could be a cost that we could all pitch in and do as like the Western
The
or
trade,
something.
like the trade.
I said I'll bring it up to the board and maybe we can start talking about that, just to give the kids more things to do.
Right. Yeah, the only thing,
But I don't know how it will work.
right, with the funding, adding teachers and
Yeah.
to enlarge.
And then that's what I told him, I said, it's hard for us
Right.
as a small district. We're already tight as it is, but.
Yeah, believe me, it'd be great to have building trades and all kinds of.
And maybe, working with them, I don't know how hard it would be, like, to get a teacher from Western to come here and do like night classes.
Right.
Or something.
Or maybe make it like a dual credit with West, yeah.
Even online, and then you
Yeah.
could do like a lab, you could do
Yeah.
like once a week for the lab or something. They could use the learning center.
Yeah, so, I don't know, we just started talking about it, so just wanna let people know, but I did talk to Ryan and see if he could
Okay,
reach out to PNM and see if we could
Okay.
have that electrician course and have them certified as electricians. for kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, it can get them interested, but the certification process for electricians is like years long. It's
Yeah, I don't know
it's a hard,
what
to make
kind of
really good
program
money,
it
I
is.
mean, you can
Yeah.
do,
I'm sure it's just kind of getting the
Okay,
rest of them to.
introductory.
right, just getting,
Yeah.
Type of
Mhm.
program. Yeah,
right,
because the tournament is 4 years.
Yeah.
So that you have to go through a 4-year program.
It's called like an ACE Leadership High School.
It's probably like an internship.
Yeah.
probably, yeah, and an internship.
In Albuquerque, I think.
Mhm. It's just like a 15-week career and tech education program to prepare high school students across New Mexico with electric industries and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so.
And to let them know what it requires for the different fields.
So, I just.
Yeah.
I just want more things for kids.
We did the request for information from the actual, they have its own website. And it
Oh,
said
okay.
right now it's only open to the 3 schools that have it, but somebody would be in contact with us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. It doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Susie, do you have anything else?
No, ma'am, I don't think you.
You guys know? And nothing for public forum?
Barbara, nothing? You don't want to speak? I'm just kidding.
So, item number 6, Board of Education issues.
Just a reminder, if anyone wants to go to the leadership retreat, July 10th through 12th in Club Rock.
I wish I could.
That's the weekend of the district, I'll tell them.
Yeah. So, but I'll send out an email if anybody wants to go,
Oh,
because we need to get you registered.
Whoever wanted to go, they invited Lordsburg to go golfing if they wanted to go. With the board of directors, so. I said I won't
I'll
go.
drop the card.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll extend the invitation to whoever wants to go.
okay, item number 7, consent agenda. Approval of accounts payable and payroll liability transactions. Still, what are some?
Any questions on checks?
Oh, the bars.
We have,
Accounts
Personal
payable,
bars.
yeah. And then payroll.
I had one that was, it came up a couple of times, it was a finance something or other, let me see if I can find it again.
okay, you have a check number?
I do, let me scroll back down into it. Maybe. If I can find it again.
Okay.
Is it a quadrant?
Shoot. Oh, here we go, it's 33478.
Three, four, two.
And then it comes again at 33514.
The wage land in financial services.
Yeah, it's, for the copy machines, we started leasing the copy machines instead of buying them outright.
Oh, okay. I was like, that never did look familiar from before.
Right.
Kind of caught my eye.
Yeah, that's a new, we had, I think 2 copy machines go out. How many do we have? 1 or 2?
3 for the schools and 1 for here.
Okay, yeah, so we have 4 total on each, yeah. And it's supposed to work out, we'll see, it's supposed to work out better for us because we get a brand new machine instead of having to buy old used ones that were already at the end of life. And, yeah, so,
It should be.
and it should be cheaper
They're
in the long
expensive,
run.
I don't look at
Yeah, they are.
They're like 40 grand, I think.
Yeah.
For that one copy.
And they send the ink automatically when it gets low. Yeah, that's
They
nice.
monitor it.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Well, I will entertain a motion for the approval of accounts payable and payroll liability
I'll make a
transactions.
motion to
Okay.
approve.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Plowman, seconded by Mrs. Cole, all in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. B, approval of budget adjustment requests.
So there were none at this time, we had the blanket bars on July, we'll bring it all back when it's done, but right now, they did not send any. Could have been completed, but
Discussion items, we don't have anything, so we will move on to item number 9, action items.
right, A and B are the same, or part of the same. One is we have to review the sped policies, which I put in there. There's really nothing our attorney said we need to change all the policies. And then, our IDAB application is something we do every year. And it's, a total of, our basic entitlement this year was $192,916 for K through 12 special education. And then in pre-K, we had 25,456. 100% of it's going to salaries. So, I mean, that's, so that is our application. 200 and some thousand is all salary. And it has to be, I mean, they're all special education, so they're special education teachers or special education IAs.
Oh, okay. I will entertain a motion for the approval of the IDAB application, including assurance statements.
I'll make that motion to approve the IDEA B application.
I'll second.
Motion by Mrs. Cole, seconded by Mr. Plowman, all in favor?
Add.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We'll move on to C, discussion and approval of the 25-26 transportation contract.
So this is pretty standard, we review it every year. And this year, the total amount for contracting for is $193,182. That we don't do as many miles this year, or we use that.
Yeah, we cut the yearly payment because the new bus is paid off, so that one was 20-some thousand, how did that decrease? There was a little bit of decrease in miles, but raises offset that, so it's almost pretty much identical to last year, minus the rental fees they got for the new bus.
Oh, okay.
Do they still go all the way to Sea Park?
On page 10, is this our quote or their quotes?
That last page?
That's
That's
what
ours, yeah.
we give them, or?
That's
Yeah.
what we do for that.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions? I don't. Well, I will entertain a motion for the approval of the 25-26 transportation contract.
I'll make a motion to accept the contract for LNZ Transport as written.
Motion by Mrs. Cole, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Plowman, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We'll move on to D, discussion and approval of policy advisory 265 EBC emergencies.
And that one, all it does to our existing policy is add, you notice on the second page, cross-reference, it gives a reference to cardiac emergency response plan, automated external defibrillators. It added that one sentence to our existing policy.
I will entertain a motion for approval of policy advisory 265 EBC emergencies.
I'll make a motion to approve policy advisory 265.
Motion by Mr. Plowman, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mrs. Cole, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any other for that?
Yeah.
Okay, motion carries. Item number E, discussion and approval of policy advisory 266 IA instructional goals and objectives.
Right, so again, this just adds a sentence to our existing policy. With the last legislative session, they required us to include that students shall be taught to read using science of reading, structured literacy and scientifically based reading instruction. Literacy instruction for ELL students shall include evidence-based practices for bioliteracy, differentiation, and culturally and linguistically responsive instruction. So they added that sentence to our existing policy.
Oh.
To meet the law.
Mhm.
And our readings for the programs we use are to meet this definition.
On these advisories, like anything that has to do like the IAs and teachers and stuff like that, do they have to read it before taking the job? Like this one, or
No, this is just our board policy that says,
policy,
yeah, it's
okay.
just our operational policy.
like on the handbooks, like do you guys make
Yeah, the
all new employees or,
all staff should be familiar with the handbook.
and then you guys have like a sign off sheet that they read and they agree to it?
Well, they have it, I don't know, I don't think they have a sign off sheet,
Okay, cause the county just makes us,
sign off on it.
yeah, saying that you receive the handbook.
Yeah, they do all the
and
trainings
stuff
and
like
they
that.
have, I mean, we have all kinds of forms that they have signed, but nothing specific on a handbook.
Okay. We need a motion?
Yes,
Did you ask me?
but I need them.
Oh,
I haven't gotten there yet.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'll make that motion to approve the IA instructional goals and objectives.
Motion by Mrs. Esquivel, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Plowman, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We'll move on to F, discussion and approval of policy advisory 267, JICJ, use of cell phones and electronic devices in schools.
Right, so we have two options here. The first option is basically, by statute, you know, they passed that each district has to come up with a cell phone policy. So the first one basically says school principals and leaves the school board out of the policy, no, gives the school principals. The second one says the board prohibits the use of wireless communication devices by students during instructional hours and class time.
So that was my question on those, is how, like, what is that?
So basically, they're the same policy, just
Yeah,
with
but
this one, we don't have any leeway because the board prohibits the use. Although it does down later, the school principals can still make rules with my approval to restrict student use, you know, so they can still add to the rules.
so it seems like the discretion is for the principal.
The first one gives more discretion to the principal. The second one kind of takes that discretion away and says that we as a school district will not use wireless communication devices by students during instructional hours and class times. And there are exceptions like health or safety reasons, an IEP or somebody needing text to speech. You know, there are exceptions that the student can use or medical reasons, you know, if there's some need, there are
Yeah.
exceptions. But either one, you know, both of them, the student, if they violate the policy, the phone can be confiscated. You know, it's just, one is kind of up to each principal whether they're gonna allow it or not. And the second one is whether, just as a district, we say no.
So what are we at right now? For the
It's
principal?
kind of right now, it's.
The principal has
correct,
discretion.
principals, yeah.
Is that what your recommendation would be still, to have it within the principals, or do you want us to?
So
do
it
as a
depends on if we
whole?
want more consistency, because, you know, different principals have different
Rules, yeah.
rules. So
I personally would like more consistency. It
Yeah,
might make it easier for the principals too.
So they can be.
right, if you put it as
Yeah.
a board, then they
Smart
can,
decision.
then they turn around and blame the board.
Yeah.
Don't say
They
that.
It's
pretty
board
much
policy.
are gonna play us,
Yeah, yeah.
just say it straight
The
up.
board policy says we're not.
Tell me how you feel about this.
Yeah.
So the board one is alternative 1 or 2?
Two.
So two.
And we kind of have something in place, right?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's just,
Right,
And this-
but it's more at the discretion of the principal. And then it'll still be, I mean, because there's still gonna be, because some principals have it in their handbook that, first time it's confiscated or warning, and second time's this, third time's this, fourth
so
time's.
as a board, we can revise those and just say this is,
Well, so this one just says the board prohibits the use of wireless communications at all. So the principals can make further restrictions, but it's still not, in each handbook, you'll have to have a policy as far as like consequences.
yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Just to be consistent all
Mhm.
around.
Because,
I don't mind having it like us as a board,
right,
but I guess as a parent, you probably wanna see the rules underneath, like the consequences
Right, exactly.
afterwards. So that's,
Clear cut.
yeah, clear cut, like this is what the policy says,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what school your child's in, it's gonna be first consequence is confiscated, parent
well,
can't get
yeah,
up.
everybody's discipline matrix is a little different, but I'll have them get together, no matter which one to go with.
Yeah, I just want them to be consistent, cause if we're gonna have their backs, they should have our backs too,
Yeah.
in a sense of way.
Right.
But- So on our motion, do we go ahead and approve with the
Yeah,
school
you either
board
just
with
need-
this
1 or
option?
2?
Yeah, if you
Option
want
two.
two, then it would be option two.
And that's what school
That's the one
boards-
with the school board.
Okay, I'll make that motion to go ahead and, choose option 2 with the school board. Allowing what was the motion again?
Just the use of
For the use of
cell
the
phones
cell
and
phone.
electronic.
Did I make that clear, Barbara? You just mix it up.
Yeah.
You just mix it up a little bit, but with option 2, having the school board.
Yeah, for the cell phone policy.
Motion by Mrs. Esquivel, do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Plowman, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So this one?
Be on mute.
Susie?
Are you on mute, Susie?
Maybe she got busy. There's 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There weren't any opposed, so the motion carries. Move on to G, discussion and approval of policy advisory 268, JLCEC, cardiac emergency response plan, automatic external defibrillators.
Right, this is a policy that says that we have to have AEDs in school, we do. Coaches are trained, the nurses give them training.
And it's gonna start at the high school, right, first?
Well, I mean, it's already.
There's one there, I already have one.
Okay, so that's what it was on the
Yeah.
trainings, and then later on, move into middle school.
Well, it's already at middle school, it's already.
There's one there.
We have one in our office here.
It's very hard to.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, but
Tells you exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Just gotta listen.
yeah. So this one, and it does have on here, and ours has already met that, I double checked with Ryan. But it says athletic coaches, all coaches have in the district have current certification, CPR and the use of APs, and they all have that already, so.
If there are no questions, I will entertain a motion for approval of policy advisory 268, cardiac emergency response plan, automatic external defibrillators.
Are nurses still do the CPR training, or is it?
No, we get, our insurance company
Okay,
to do that. They send a certified palms and associates, they send out a
Okay.
certified.
I'll make a motion to approve policy advisory 268.
Motion by Mr. Plowman,
I'll second.
seconded by Mrs. Cole, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We'll move on to H, discussion and approval of policy advisory 269, JLIH, parental guidance for water safety.
Right, so this is stating that as a district, we have to come up with basically a water safety plan in our handbooks, for the internal handbook. They go out to the parents and they sign for within 10 days of the start of school. Advising parents to get their children educated on water safety. I'm not saying we have to do it, but we have to advise them that they need to do it. Because drowning is one of the leading causes of death in children, so they're just trying to get their information out there.
I'll make that motion to approve policy advisory 269.
Motion by Mrs. Escobar, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Plowman, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Item number I, discussion and approval of the SLP RFP.
Yeah. So, as you know, we don't have a SLP in district. We went out for RFP, we had one response. And I recommend we take it, so they just did it by the hour, they didn't break, so they're rated $100 per hour. It will be via Zoom or some kind of digital platform, it will not be in person. But if they stay all year, then it's more than 60,000, so we have to approve the RFP. However, we will keep advertising and looking for an in-house. And then we, so when we sign the contract, as long as we give 30 days notice, we can do that contract. Every time, whenever we find somebody, and they know that we're gonna keep looking. Because I have spoken to them, they do have a licensed SLP that's from Las Cruces that's willing to do it.
Okay.
So,
Zoom?
yes,
We'll be doing it on Zoom.
yes, it is. Which is not the best, but
It's something
it's something that we have to provide the service. So it's from ProCare Therapy, so I recommend we accept their therapy, accept their RFP, and they were the only ones that we received.
So it's $100 an hour.
Right, so
They're not locked
basically,
into the year.
right, we're not, I mean, so it'll be for the year, but we, as long as we give them 30 days written notice, so that will get
You
out of
just said that, I'm
Right.
sorry.
And so if you figure 8 hours a day, 4 days a week, that's 32 hours a week, $3,200 a week. Multiply that out times 36, and it's.
Just curious, you don't have to answer it, you can talk to me private, but. We can't try to do like a contract with Amplified Therapy? I know that
I don't know, I
the
mean,
contract,
I can check with them.
I know they only go up to 3 years old, but I'm just saying like, oh, maybe they could help the schools having somebody in person. I don't know if it's because, they have to do a lot of IEPs, maybe that's
Maybe the
why.
IEPs and the testing and the,
It's just a lot,
it's a lot more work. Once you get into the public school age, there's a lot more documentation required of the SLP than what it is at the really young ages.
I'm just, maybe just partnering up with our local
Yeah,
people, maybe.
maybe if they could find somebody, but they would still, because they would still be required to do, the testing, the IEP meetings. And that's really time consuming. That's where.
Yeah, it's really
time spent, yeah.
I was just curious.
But we should check with them.
Any other questions?
If we could set out school supplies notice maybe in the paper?
Yeah, we have.
We're working on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also, Joni Kerr, Margaret with the health substance,
Council?
Health Council.
Mhm.
They are gonna have supplies for all students, Animas and Lordsburg, just for Hidalgo County,
Okay,
free. They're supplying everything that's on the list. And so maybe,
and we sent them our list at that, they asked for that in like,
yeah,
April,
so
and
I guess
principals
whenever they
email.
do that, awareness
Mhm.
through our school,
Right,
so that's where they're gonna have the free school supplies. And they're gonna provide every kid what, like, by their grade,
right,
they'll get a backpack and plus
Okay.
their school supplies, so
Mhm.
just for those, take advantage of it. Cause I know I am.
right, yeah, that's very,
Yeah.
very generous of them.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, they haven't had a flyer yet out,
Right,
so, but I know they're trying to get the word out.
okay,
Yeah, I think they did get a flyer out. I was just concerned because I had heard about the clear backpacks being wanted to be implemented, and that would really throw a wrench in their plans, because I think they've already ordered all their backpacks. And
Right, but
I really don't think those clear backpacks are gonna be durable and be able to sustain the entire school year. And I think parents are gonna be apt at having to be spending more money to get
Right.
replacements
Did-
throughout the year.
did they order clear backpacks or regular backpacks, do you know?
I could ask.
I think they're regular.
I thought they
Okay.
were planning on the clear ones.
So we have
Because
clear
we-
backpacks?
Well, we do not, I know that was,
Oh, okay.
something that was wanted to be implemented, but I'm still waiting on our attorneys to say we can even require that. Because if we require it, then we would have to provide it,
Mm-hmm.
but if they're providing it, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
We need to approve
I'll make
this.
a
Oh,
motion,
yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve this LP RFP.
Motion by Mr. Plowman. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by sorry, so Mrs. Esquivel. All in favor?
That's
Aye.
it. Don't show up to work.
Any
tomorrow.
opposed? Okay, that motion carries. I'm ready to adjourn. Yeah? Okay, we're adjourned at 6:41.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Susie.
Susie.
Thank you, guys.